Hello. Okay, afternoon. I hope you've enjoyed the snow and that you've all got numb fingers and cold toes, and that you all cuddle up under a blanket, having a nice cup of hot cocoa that you made yourselves, and then listen to our story. So here we are, The Creakers by Tom Fletcher, chapter 15. Okay, we might be able to get a few chapters here because they're very, very, very short. Okay. Chapter 15, Back to the Wolb. Has your mum or dad ever burned the dinner, or maybe a piece of toast at breakfast time? Do you remember what it smelled like? It's horrible, isn't it? Well, that's the very same smell suddenly wafted up Lucy's nostrils. Hot! 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 The Creakers cried as the first pulls of wonderful morning sunlight reached the basket they were trapped in, and cut through the bars like knives. Lucy looked down and gasped as she saw their black skin puffing up like bubbling treacle at first drop of light. Let us go! Grunt growled. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, Lucy said, leaping from the basket at once. She lifted it off the four creakers and rushed to the curtains to draw them properly, buying them some time. But when she turned back round, her heart thumped in her chest. The Creakers were tugging her dad's grubby coat off Ella's floppy sleeping body. Hey, that's my dad's! Cried Lucy. Stupid little kindling, never trust a Creaker! Grunt cried, as he put the coat on himself, wearing it like a royal robe. Then in a split second, he slid underneath Lucy's bed, and much faster than Lucy had seen them move before. Gruff, Scratch, and Sniff followed, giggling and laughing in their weird, twisted way as they slipped into the blackness below. No! Lucy cried, but it was too late. They've gone, along with her dad's coat, back to the backwards wolb. She quickly shook Ella. Wake up, sleepyhead! But I only like the pink marshmallows, Ella mumbled in a dreamy voice. Lucy jumped on her bed, bouncing up and down, shaking Norman. Wake up, you useless boy, she called. There's no scout badge for sleeping through a crisis. Actually, there is a scout badge for sleeping through a crisis, and it looks like this. Sleeping through a crisis. It was hopeless. Norman and Ella were too heavily under the dozy dust magic to be woken. Lucy was on her own, and she had to think quickly. That's right. I've got to think quickly, Lucy told herself firmly. I'm the only person who knows where the grown-ups are and how to get there. I've got to find Mum, and I've got to get her back. Lucy dropped to the floor and peered into the dark space beneath her bed. The wooden boards appeared to be normal, but Lucy knew better now. She reached out slowly and prodded one with her fingertips. The floors wobbled. The wormhole to Wolb was still open, but as Lucy thought this, the floor gave a little shake and a bubble rose to the surface and popped, as though it was some sort of living jelly. Lucy pulled her hand back quickly and felt the warmth of the morning sun as it illuminated her room through the thin curtains. The sunlight must be making the wormhole close, thought Lucy. That's it. It's now or never. She pulled the strap of her swimming goggles tight, pushed her fringe to one side, took a deep breath, and slid headfirst into the shadows beneath her bed. The floor swallowed her up whole. In an instant, she sank into the squashy, swishy, wobbly, bobbly floor. She was back in the wolb once more. Lucy tried to relax, let the sticky walls tighten and stretch around her, and firmly spit her out into the strange wolb tunnel. She flipped upside down, or was it downside up? Either way, she felt awfully dizzy again, and as she toppled onto the bottom next to the hole that led to her bedroom, suddenly the hole started to glow a glorious orange like a warm sunrise before shrinking and disappearing completely. The wormhole must close in the daytime and stop sunlight from getting in, protecting the Creakers and the wolb from being dusted, Lucy murmured. But that also means I can't get out. I'm stuck down here now, at least until it's night time in Whiffington again. A creaker laughed echoed down the steamy corridor, and Lucy saw 4 twisted shadows scurrying off into the distance. "We got the stinkful jacket," she heard Grunt cackle. "Scratch be using it as a duvet to sleep in. Sniff wants it to be a rotten rug. Gruff be making a pair of whiffy coat curtains with it. None of yous will be having any of this stinking thing. We've taken it to the king," Grunt hissed. "The king?" Lucy whispered to herself. "I'll have the king!" The creakers snapped in unison as they marched deeper into the tunnel. The king of the creakers? He must be the worst of them all, Lucy thought. And she was right. The Creaker King was the worst creaker in all of Walb. But even worse than that, what Lucy didn't know yet was that to rescue the grown-ups and get her mum back, Lucy was going to have to face him. Don't tell her. Chapter 16. Let's have that one as well. We can have this one. The marshmallows of your dreams. I wonder if you've got some marshmallows on your hot chocolate. The campfire was warm and cosy, and the smell of toasted marshmallows made Norman's tumble rumble with excitement. He twisted the marshmallows around in the flickering orange flames, getting the most perfectly even toast you could possibly imagine. This one didn't look This one did not look black and charred like they usually did, and it didn't go all sloppy and fall off his stick. It was golden and crisp. It was warm and bubbling. It was quite simply the sort of toasted marshmallow you would see in your dreams. It's exactly where it was. In Norman's dreams, suddenly his cosy little campfire was interrupted by the most irritating sound Norman had ever heard. It was like a siren wailing through the sky, filling the air with annoyance. Who do you think that might be? "Oh, what on earth is that sound?" Norman cried, dropping his marshmallow into the flames to cover his ears, and the sound got louder. "Oh, man! No, man! No, man! No, man!" Norman sat right up in Lucy's bed. "Norman, it's me, Ella, called, looking all scruffy and tired. "Oh, I fell asleep," Norman croaked. "Guess so, we both did." "You fell asleep too?" "Uh-huh," Ella yawned, popping one of the pink heart-shaped shades. Ella yawned, popping on her pink heart-shaded shades to hide her tired eyes from the cracks of sunlight coming in through the curtains, making Lucy's bedroom glow. "Oh, where's the jacket?" Norman asked, noticing that Ella was no longer wearing Lucy's dad's coat. "Dunno," Ella said with a shrug. "Woke up and it was gone." Norman's brain was only just warming up. He couldn't work anything out yet. Just going to show you. There's a picture of them having a chat. There's Ella. He caught Ella's yawn and rubbed his eyes. That's when he noticed the little golden crumbles of sleep fall onto the bed sheets, the little specks that had been in the corner of his eye. His heart leaped. "Lucy!" he gasped. "She's not here. She's not in there," Ella said, as Norman scrambled out of the bed and stumbled across to the wardrobe. "She's gone," Ella interrupted. Norman nodded. She's probably just downstairs making breakfast." "No, Ella, you don't understand. They've snatched her." Ella dipped her head and peered over the top of her sunglasses with raised eyebrows. "Who?" "The Creakers. They must have snatched her in the night once we fell asleep," Norman whispered, flattening down his sticky up morning hair. "Snatched? Really?" Ella questioned, seeming rather unconvinced. "Really? I guess the first part of the plan must have worked." "Plan? What plan?" Ella asked. Norman suddenly realised that he better not tell Ella that they only invited her round in order to use her as live bait to lure a bunch of creepy monsters out into the out in the hope of catching them. "Well, Ella, well," Ella said, tapping her foot impatiently. Ella, those dreams you had, the ones about the monsters under my bed? Exactly. They weren't dreams, Ella. They were real. They are real. Who? Ella said. Norman raised a shaky finger pointing at the shadows under Lucy's bed. The Creakers! Ella jumped in again and she started to realise what was going on and just how serious the situation had become. Oh, we need all the grown-ups, she said. We need Lucy, said Norman. Okay, we're about to dive down into Wold with Lucy. Are you ready? You might want to go to the loo before reading this chapter. I hate you to have a little accident. No? Okay. Don't say I didn't warn you, but reading on, you agree that the author accepts no responsibilities for any toilet-related mishaps. You may have a result of being scared by the following chapters. And we're going to stop there. So you're going to find out what's going to happen in chapter 17. And maybe, just maybe, might be able to two chapters tomorrow as well, because they're very sharp. You can have them both. How'd you like those apples, eh? Chapter 17, You're Not Here. We'll have that tomorrow. All right, enjoy your hot chocolate if you're having it. Or if you haven't been out in the snow, get out there. Try and make a snowman, but the snow is pants at making snowmen. It doesn't stick. But it's good for snowballs. Okay, anyway. See you later.